They are ancient, armored, and absolutely terrifying. Crocodiles have existed for over 200 million years, surviving mass extinctions and evolving into apex predators that strike fear into almost every creature that crosses their path, including us. But among these living fossils, there's a special class of giants, crocodiles so massive, they defy belief. In today's video, we're diving headfirst into the murky waters of the world's most colossal crocodiles. From monstrous beasts caught on camera to legends backed by terrifying evidence, these are 20 shocking curiosities about the biggest crocodiles on Earth, and trust us, by the end, you'll never look at a riverbank the same way again. Let's start with Lolong, officially recognized as the largest crocodile ever caught. This monstrous saltwater crocodile measured 20 feet and 3 inches long and weighed over 2,370 pounds. Captured in the Philippines in 2011, Lolong was so massive that villagers thought he was a mythical creature. It took over 100 people to subdue him, and after being measured by Australian experts, he was declared the biggest croc ever captured alive. But what's even scarier? Experts believe even larger crocodiles exist in the wild, ones we haven't even seen yet. Did you know crocodiles don't stop growing as they age? Unlike humans, who hit a growth limit, crocodiles grow slowly for their entire lives. That means a crocodile that lives for 100 years could become an absolute monster in size. In fact, the largest crocodiles ever recorded are almost always over 70 years old. This slow and steady growth has helped some individuals reach freakish dimensions, especially in protected areas where they face no threats and have abundant prey. Let's talk about Gustave, the legendary man-eating crocodile of Burundi. This Nile crocodile is estimated to be over 18 feet long and weighs close to 2,000 pounds. But Gustave is infamous not just for his size, he's rumored to have killed over 300 people. Locals claim he drags victims into the river and vanishes without a trace. Despite several capture attempts, Gustave is still at large, and some believe he's become even larger and more elusive. He's like the ghost of the African rivers, a chilling reminder of how little control humans really have in the wild. Now here's something most people don't know: saltwater crocodiles, also called salties, are stronger than great white sharks in terms of bite force. Their jaws can clamp down with a pressure of over 3,700 psi, the highest ever measured in any animal. That's enough to crush steel and easily obliterate bone. Combine that with a body stretching over 20 feet long, and you've got a living tank that can ambush prey in milliseconds. Salties can leap from the water vertically, snap a buffalo's neck, and be back underwater in seconds, all without making a sound. One of the creepiest crocodile facts? Their ancestors hunted dinosaurs. The prehistoric relative of today's crocs, Deinosuchus, lived about 75 million years ago and reached lengths of 33 feet. That's the size of a bus. Fossil evidence suggests it hunted dinosaurs by the water's edge, dragging them into the depths. So when you look at a modern croc, you're looking at one of the few creatures left on Earth that's killed a dinosaur, and won. The crocodile's design hasn't changed much in millions of years, because it was nearly perfect from the start. Crocodiles are not just relics of the past, they're ultra-adapted survival machines. One of the reasons they grow so large is their ability to go without food for months. A massive croc can survive on a single large meal, like a pig, a deer, or even a person, for an astonishing amount of time. This slow metabolism allows the biggest crocodiles to thrive even in harsh environments, where food is scarce. It's not just about brute force, these animals are incredibly efficient predators, conserving energy until the perfect moment to strike, and when they do, it's already too late. Ever heard of Chris the crocodile? According to reports from 1957 in Queensland, Australia, this saltwater crocodile allegedly measured a jaw-dropping 28 feet 4 inches long. It was reportedly shot by a woman named Christina Pulowski and is now immortalized with a life-sized statue in Normanton. While no official measurements or photographs exist to prove Chris's size, the legend continues to stir debate in the crocodile community. If the story is true, then Chris would have been the largest crocodile in recorded history, dwarfing even Lolong. But until evidence surfaces, Chris remains part myth, part monster. Let's talk about behavior. The bigger the crocodile, the bolder it gets. In places like northern Australia and Papua New Guinea, large saltwater crocodiles have been known to stalk boats, follow humans, and even learn to associate certain sounds with food. Some scientists believe these older, larger crocs develop cunning hunting strategies, much like big cats. They might observe human activity for days, waiting for the right time to attack. In one documented case, a large crocodile repeatedly rammed a fishing boat until it capsized, an ambush straight out of a horror movie. Another terrifying curiosity? Crocodiles can travel through the ocean. Yes, you read that right, saltwater crocodiles are capable of swimming hundreds of miles through open sea, using ocean currents to reach distant islands and even cross between countries. This ability helps explain how the same species shows up in Australia, Southeast Asia, and the Pacific. So if you thought you were safe on an island beach, think again. That quiet, still water just offshore might be hiding a 22-foot submarine with teeth. One of the largest crocs ever seen in captivity is Cassius, a massive saltwater crocodile living in Green Island, Australia. Measuring over 17 feet long, Cassius has been living under human care for decades and is still growing. What makes him so fascinating is how docile he appears in captivity, despite his deadly potential. But handlers know better. One wrong move and Cassius can still kill in an instant. His calm demeanor is misleading, proving that even the most gigantic crocodiles can wait patiently and strike without warning. Let's shift focus to how crocodiles grow to such massive sizes in the wild. One key factor is territory. The biggest crocodiles dominate the best hunting spots, places where animals gather to drink, where river currents bring food, or where the terrain offers perfect ambush cover. These giants don't just get big by accident. They fight for territory and eliminate rivals, often violently. Large males have been known to kill younger crocs, not just to assert dominance, but to ensure they have total control of food sources. It's survival of the fittest, and the most ferocious always win. Another bizarre and brutal fact: crocodiles can go into a state of suspended animation during extreme conditions. In times of drought or food shortage, they bury themselves in mud, slow their heart rates, and wait. This adaptation, called estivation, allows some of the largest crocodiles to survive long dry seasons, only to re-emerge even larger and more dangerous. It's like nature's version of pressing pause on a monster. When they resurface, they're hungrier, more aggressive, and fully capable of dominating their environment once again. One place where monster crocs thrive is the Bittarakanika mangrove forest in India, home to some of the biggest wild crocodiles ever documented. One particular male is estimated to measure over 23 feet, though he has never been officially captured or measured. Researchers monitor him from afar, and locals give the area a wide berth. This giant is respected like a god and feared like a demon, a perfect example of how, in some parts of the world, humans live with and around these ancient apex predators without ever truly taming them. Now here's something that'll send chills down your spine: crocodiles can recognize individual humans. In areas where they are fed or harassed, some crocodiles learn to target specific people. One case in Australia involved a large male crocodile who repeatedly followed one fisherman's boat, but ignored others. Experts believe the croc had learned his voice, his routine, and even his smell. When you combine this with their incredible memory, it becomes clear: the biggest crocs aren't just big, they're intelligent, calculating, and potentially vengeful. And get this, even though crocodiles are some of the most feared animals on Earth, their babies are tiny and vulnerable, just 7 to 10 inches long at birth. But what's wild is that some of the largest crocodiles are actually protective parents. They gently carry their babies in their monstrous jaws, and even guard them for weeks. It's a bizarre contrast: these giants can crush a buffalo skull but will cradle their babies with surgical precision. It's a reminder that even the most dangerous animals have a surprisingly complex side to their nature. Now let's explore an aspect that really separates massive crocodiles from other apex predators: their incredible patience. A large crocodile can stay completely still for hours, even days, just waiting for the perfect opportunity. Their heart rate can drop to just 2 beats per minute, allowing them to conserve energy until a victim strays too close. This is what makes a giant croc such a perfect ambush predator. It's not just their power or size, it's the mind-bending ability to lie in wait like a rock, blending into the mud or water until it's already too late for their prey to escape. Here's a fact that will make you look twice at any log floating down a river: crocodiles often use tools. Yes, some large crocodiles have been observed balancing sticks on their snouts to lure birds looking for nesting materials. The birds land, thinking they've found the perfect twig, only to be snatched instantly. This behavior shows a shocking level of cognitive ability, and it's been most often observed in larger, older crocs. So not only are the biggest crocodiles stronger and more experienced, they're also sneakier and smarter than we ever gave them credit for. Let's not forget about the influence of crocodiles in ancient culture. Some of the biggest crocodiles in history weren't just feared, they were worshipped. In ancient Egypt, the Nile crocodile was linked to Sobek, a powerful crocodile god associated with fertility, protection, and the might of the pharaoh. Some temples even kept massive crocodiles in sacred pools, where they were fed and honored like royalty. And in many indigenous cultures today, crocodiles are still seen as spiritual gatekeepers, symbols of wisdom, strength, and terrifying natural power. Here's a chilling curiosity: Crocodiles can launch themselves out of the water almost their entire body length. That means a 20-foot crocodile can shoot more than 10 feet straight up if it wants to grab something on a riverbank or in a boat. In parts of Australia, warning signs are posted telling people not to lean over docks or dangle arms off boats. Why? Because some of the largest crocs have learned to leap for human limbs, often succeeding. It's not just what's in the water you have to fear, it's what's coming out of it like a missile. And finally, let's talk numbers. Of the 23 recognized crocodilian species, the saltwater crocodile and the Nile crocodile are the two that consistently grow to monstrous proportions. Salties hold the title for largest, but Nile crocs are not far behind, and often considered more aggressive toward humans. In areas where humans and crocs overlap, attacks are tragically common. But the ones responsible are usually the giants, the old bulls who dominate their territory and lose all fear of mankind. They don't see us as a threat, they see us as a meal. So what have we learned after diving into the world of Earth's biggest crocodiles? These creatures are more than just oversized reptiles. They are ancient predators honed by time, surviving when dinosaurs perished, thriving in some of the harshest environments on the planet, and growing larger, smarter, and more deadly with age. From the legendary Gustave of Africa to the record-breaking Lolong of the Philippines, these crocodiles are not just animals, they are stories in flesh and scale. Tales passed down through generations, sometimes whispered in fear, other times marveled at in awe. But here's the real kicker, for every massive crocodile we've documented, there are likely many more we haven't. Deep within the mangrove swamps of Southeast Asia, buried in the muddy rivers of Australia, or lurking beneath the surface in African backwaters, the next giant could be watching right now. Unseen, unmeasured, unknown. These aren't just wild animals, they're living monsters that remind us how little control we actually have over nature. And every once in a while, one of them rises from the depths to remind humanity who the real apex predator is. Even in the 21st century, with all our tech and surveillance, people continue to spot crocs of unbelievable size, sometimes too fast to photograph, other times too dangerous to approach. Eyewitnesses describe creatures over 25 feet long, eyes glowing in the dark, disappearing into the water without a trace. Are they exaggerating? Maybe. But considering how remote and inaccessible many of these crocodile habitats are, it's not impossible. The next world record breaker could already be out there. Waiting. Growing. Watching. And perhaps what's most fascinating of all is this: crocodiles don't just inspire fear, they command respect. They are survivors of mass extinctions, masters of their environment, and they play a crucial role in maintaining the balance of their ecosystems. Remove them, and entire food chains collapse. Despite their monstrous size and terrifying bite, they are essential to the natural world. And in many parts of the globe, efforts are now being made to protect the very creatures we once hunted to the brink, acknowledging that they are not just dangerous, they are vital. So next time you're near a river in Australia, a lake in Africa, or the mangroves of Southeast Asia, take a moment. Look carefully. That log in the water? It might have eyes. The still surface? It could be hiding something colossal. And if you ever feel the hair on your neck rise while standing near the water's edge, don't ignore it. Because when it comes to the biggest crocodiles in the world, you'll never see the danger coming, until it's already too late.